This is Emperor's ice cream. It's a Lifefood certified recipe. That distinction comes from Dr. David Jubb. And he gave me my certification. Thank you, David. Thank you so much. You saved my life. Honest to God, folks. And not just once, multiple times. I'm forever in your debt. And I'm honored to pass on a recipe like this. The first thing we're going to do is take the gel out of an aloe leaf. Do that by taking off the spines. And I'm going to cut this in half just to make it a little easier. Then you take the curved side and you come down several times. To basically take the skin off, but not too much of the gel. Okay, one. Okay, two. Now we got the skin off of the aloe. On one side, that's all you need. Then you take a spoon and scrape the gel out, off the side of the skin, right? And we'll go right into the blender. Alright. Just rinsing the gel off my hand. Putting a little moisture on a rag so I can wipe off the cutting board. The gel is very sticky. Alright, so basically we got about a cup, maybe a little less of aloe, and that's okay if it's less because aloe has a strong taste. We don't want the recipe to be too bitter. The major ingredient though is pumpkin seeds. And this batch is going to be 3 cups pumpkin seeds. So here's 1, here's 2, 3 cups pumpkin seeds. This right here is coconut sugar. Putting in 2 cups. Okay, now when I put the coconut sugar in this container, there was a little water. So I'm going to have to put a little more water in here just to get the sugar off the side. It won't be enough to affect the recipe, hopefully. Need a strong spoon now. Normally we should just go from the package of the coconut sugar right into the blender, so you won't have to do this. It's okay though, no big deal. This is Irish sea moss. Irish sea moss, amazing. We're gonna go 1/2 cup of gel, Irish sea moss gel. You have to clean it, you have to blend it to get the gel. Okay, now, last ingredient is the flavor. Now, I'm making mint, but you could use vanilla. Oh, you know what? I am making vanilla because I don't have enough mint. There you go. Tablespoon vanilla extract. And there we go. Now, the reason why I put the aloe at the bottom is not just because I wanted to measure it, but also because it's liquidy, it will help get the material in the blender moving. If I put the pumpkin seeds on the bottom, I might have to do a lot of tampering, meaning pushing the stuff down into the blade. But this should move pretty good. Let's see. We got a certain amount of material in there, and that's concentrated. That's just the ingredients that I put in. We're making it ice cream though, so we're gonna add ice. To the top. It's actually going to be a little overfilled. I'm going to save the rest for my drink, my dinner. Alright, so I'll give you a little peek in here. Egan, I'm not sure about that. I do a lot of liver flushing though, you should do that. What's up, Matt? This is Emperor's Ice Cream, vanilla. Okay, put some cups out. And scrape this off of that. Alright. Oh man, it tastes good though. vanilla. Oh yeah. Ice cream. You scream. We all scream for ice cream. Alright, now put this in the freezer. Okay, Emperor's ice cream. Now the next recipe I'm making is for my dinner. Starting with pumpkin seeds. About 2.5 cups. Alright. Next, habanero peppers. One, two habaneros. Oh yeah. Apple cider vinegar. Say that's 1/3 cup. Celtic salt. Teaspoon or 2. Okay, next is going to be chia. A little chia to thicken it up. Irish moss. Common ingredients in a lot of my recipes, right? Oh, damn. I got fizzy shots. I didn't even know. What was the last thing? Water. Let me put a little water in here. The habanero. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, so before I eat and lose my energy, I'll do the news and then I'll eat off stream. But basically what I got is a salad of cucumber, onion, red onion, pear, and mushroom, oyster mushroom. They didn't have any good arugula at the fruit store. You know, they get like, I think second quality. It's not like Whole Foods or Wild by Nature that gets the best stuff. These guys get like the leftovers, I think. So usually it's good, but occasionally I'll go and like the arugula is kind of wilted or a little yellow. No big deal. The salad is just a mixture of different things. You don't have to have lettuce in it. You could have a fruit salad. Well, technically it's all fruit, right? Pear, cucumbers are fruit. Mushroom's not a fruit, but anyway. I think I'm out of baking soda, to be honest. Oh man, spicy. Alright, I'm out of baking soda, so I'm just gonna drink the fizzy by, just the lemon and apple juice, because I'm thirsty after training and after that hot pepper sauce. Salud. So, we'll just pull this out so you can see. I got 3 giant cucumbers, non-organic. Just dropped one. I'm gonna peel those. Fucking huge. 3 cucumbers. also not organic. And then I'm gonna lightly steam these oyster mushrooms. They're hurting right now. I'll just put them in the steamer right now. I won't start the steam yet, but I'll just put a little water in. This way when I'm ready, I can just turn that on. Alright, and then also got these 2 red onions. Not organic either. Tomorrow I got these dino tracks that I'm gonna have for dinner, and then I'm gonna be fasting again starting Sunday. So, the news. What's got what fixed? What did I get fixed? My blender? No, it's not my blender. Oh, buckwheat. I gotta keep that up. Alright, let me go in here. Alright. One, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, this fucking guy. I gotta get my thing lined up here. Hold on a second. Okay. Trigger alert. You know something? I learned a long time ago. You may be right, but it's better to be polite. This guy needs a lesson in manners. Yuval Harari. We just don't need the vast majority of the population in today's world. Hey, why don't you volunteer? Do we need you? In the early 21st century, given modern technologies rendering human labor economically and militarily redundant. Harari's remarks were made in an interview with Chris Anderson, the head of TED, published on Tuesday. He assessed widespread contemporary disillusionment among common people as being rooted in a fear of being left behind in a future run by smart people. Such fears are justified, he added, given his projection that emerging technologies will displace economic needs to many categories of existing work. A lot of people sense they're being left behind and left out of the story, even if their material conditions are still relatively good. In the 20th century, what was common to all the stories, the liberal, the fascist, the communist, is that the big heroes of the story were the common people. Not necessarily all people, but if you lived, say, in the Soviet Union in the 30s, life was very grim, but when you looked at the propaganda posters on the walls that depicted the glorious future, you were there. You looked at the posters which showed steelworkers and farmers in heroic poses, and it was obvious that this is the future. Now when we look at the posters on the walls or listen to the TED Talks, they hear a lot of these big ideas and big words about machine learning and genetic engineering and blockchain and globalization, and they are not there. They are no longer part of the story of the future. And I think that, again, this is a hypothesis. If I try to understand and connect to the deep resentment of people in many places around the world, part of what might be going there is people realize, and they're correct in thinking, that the future doesn't need me. You have all these smart people in California and in New York and Beijing, and they're planning this amazing future with artificial intelligence and bioengineering and in global connectivity and whatnot, and they don't need me. Maybe if they're nice, they will throw some crumbs my way like universal basic income, but it's much worse psychologically to feel that you're useless than to feel that you are exploited. Is that like saying the opposite of love is not hate, the opposite of love is indifference? Well, he threw in the universal basic income. We know that's part of the plan. I'd like to know what role Harari is playing in the world besides a talking head. What are you actually contributing? Fast forward to the early 21st century when we just don't need the vast majority of the population, he concluded, because the future is about developing more and more sophisticated technology like artificial intelligence and bioengineering. Most people don't contribute anything to that except perhaps for their data, and whatever people are still doing which is useful, these technologies increasingly will make redundant and will make it possible to replace the people. I have to say I'm shocked that people actually think like this. I'm a naturalist. Of course, I participate in the new normal. I'm on my phone right now, talking to you, talking about a futurist. So I definitely see the hypocrisy in that. However, the research about the harm caused by dirty electricity, meaning the energy that's in the home, in the lights, in the phones, the 5G, that's fact. And bioengineering is not the future. I do believe in natural healing. That's what I'm certified in. And the bioengineering, there's no need for it, and it's going to cause more harm than good. Harari, he doesn't look like a healthy guy. He is vegan, but that doesn't mean healthy. He probably eats a lot of processed junk and most likely does drugs. Things like Adderall and cocaine and who knows what else. That's why he's just thinking like a sociopath. He's not able to connect because of all the shit that's inside him. My opinion.
Batman stuntman Dave Lee dead at 67. That guy's 67? No way. Michael Keaton, stunt double in one of the most successful runs of the Batman franchise, has died. A source close to him said the longtime Hollywood stuntman died as a result of cancer. He passed Saturday at 5:55 p.m. surrounded by loved ones. A statement posted to his page calls him a fighter to the end. These stuntmen go through a lot of injuries, man. You want to see the gallery? Let's see. No. You know what? Oh, there's his face. Look at that. Oh, there he is as an old man. Still got his hair, though. And he must have been a martial artist. Look, he's got kanji on him. Some kind of Asian writing. Okay, there's a few of them. The old Batmobile. There he is. Kung Fu. That's a red sash. That's Kung Fu. Eskrima. Cool. Remembering Anne Heche. Did she die? Aw, that's terrible. Batman stunt double. Oh, he's bending the spears with his neck. What the hell? They're throwing darts in his back? Oh my god. Ew. I'm sorry, man. I think this guy is on something. He's just too crazy. Oh! Oh! How long are those dart heads? Oh, jeez. Oh, that one he flinched. Take him out! Alright, that's it. I don't want to speak ill about the dead, but I'm just gonna say that I think a lot of these old-time martial artists were on coke and steroids, man. Something's wrong with me. I can't look at the bright side. God bless you, Dave Lee. I feel bad for saying stuff like that. That's just this is my intuition. The 80s and the martial arts, coke and steroids. Oh. I know, I'm a piece of shit. Okay, what do we got here? Nuclear fusion breakthrough confirmed. California team achieved ignition. Is this what? No, that's not it. A major breakthrough in nuclear fusion has been confirmed a year after it was achieved at a laboratory in California. Researchers at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory's National Ignition Facility recorded the first case of ignition on August 8, 2021, the results of which have now been published in 3 peer-reviewed papers. Nuclear fusion is the process that powers the sun and other stars. Heavy hydrogen atoms collide with enough force that they fuse together to form a helium atom, releasing large amounts of energy as a byproduct. Once the hydrogen plasma ignites, the fusion reaction becomes self-sustaining, with the fusions themselves producing enough power to maintain the temperature without external heating. Ignition during a fusion reaction essentially means that the reaction itself produced enough energy to be self-sustaining, which would be necessary in the use of fusion to generate electricity. If we could harness this reaction to generate electricity, it would be one of the most efficient and least polluting sources of energy possible. No fossil fuels would be required, as the only fuel would be hydrogen, and the only byproduct would be helium, which we use in industry and are actually in short supply of. The problem with fusion energy at the moment is that we do not have the technical capabilities to harness this power. Scientists from around the world are currently working to solve these issues. In this latest milestone at the NLNL, researchers recorded an energy yield of more than 1.3 megajoules during only a few nanoseconds. For reference, 1 megajoule is the kinetic energy of a 1-ton mass moving at 100 miles per hour. The record shot was a major scientific advance in fusion research, which establishes that fusion ignition in the lab is possible at NIF, said Omar Hurricane, chief scientist for NLNL's Inertial Confinement Fusion Program, in a statement. Achieving the conditions needed for ignition has been a long-standing goal for all inertial confinement fusion research and opens access to a new experimental regime where alpha particle self-sustaining outstrips all the cooling mechanisms in the fusion plasma. In the experiments performed to reach this ignition result, researchers heat and compress a central hotspot of deuterium tritium, hydrogen atoms with 2 and 3 neutrons respectively, fuel, using a surrounding dense piston also made from deuterium tritium, creating a superhot, superpressurized hydrogen plasma. Ignition occurs when the heating from absorption of particles of alpha particles? 2 protons and 2 neutrons tightly bound together, created in the fusion process, overcomes the loss mechanisms in the system for a duration of time, said the authors in a paper publishing the results in the journal Physical Review E. This landmark result comes after years of research and thousands of man-hours dedicated to improving and perfecting the process. Over 1,000 authors are included in the Physical Review Letters newspaper. Despite repeated attempts having not been able to achieve the same energy yield as the August 21 experiment, all of them reached higher energies than previous experiments. Data from these follow-ups will aid the researchers to further streamline the fusion process and further explore the nuclear fusion as a real option for electricity generation in the future. It's extremely exciting to have an existence proof of ignition in the lab, Hurricane said in a statement. We're operating in a regime that no researchers have accessed since the end of nuclear testing, and it's an incredible opportunity to expand our knowledge as we continue to make progress. This guy says fusion power will be more influential in history than the printing press. This guy says the problem is containment, which may never be possible on the surface of the planet. Basically, they would be creating a very small sun and capturing the heat from it. As some commenters have indicated, the problem is not ignition, it's containment. In my mind, the only way to contain something like a mini-sun would be some sort of energy barrier. Question is, would the power output still be net positive once we take into account what an energy barrier, whatever that may be, would consume? This guy says, you're thinking fission, not fusion. They have a pretty large tokamak reactor in the UK that contains a fusion of a pretty large size. It's not a big deal. This is not a bomb, it's literally a reaction. We've been doing containment and fusion for literally 40 plus years. Ignition was 100% the issue that was at hand. Well, another issue that I don't know anything about. It's a brave new world, I guess. And I'm just gonna be left behind. Well, that's okay. I don't need to be bioengineered. Let me see how these mushrooms are doing. Take one out, a small one. Yeah. All done. So, peel and slice. Peel and cut. Peel and cut. Sauce. It's just a salad. Nothing crazy. You might be able to see by now that a lot of my routine is the same. Same ingredients. But it works for me.
supposedly. If you got any questions about recipes, health, fitness, I don't know, martial arts, relationships, hit me up. I know I have to fix my website so it's easier to contact me, but the information's still up there. Okay? I'm not gonna eat on camera. I'm kind of embarrassed because I should be fasting, but it is what it is. Hope you have a great night. Enjoy what you're eating, and we'll touch base on a future date. Tomorrow I'm going to the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo with my brothers. So I'm gonna go over to my dad's house in the morning and help him dig something, and then we'll leave from there. Long Island Retro Gaming. I'm just hoping that they have Afterburner, the cockpit. I'll try to get some video of it. Thanks for watching. Matt, Londos, Kinnan. Over and out.